Is Sacramento still a hot housing market, or are people packing up and leaving?
Wait up! Goodbye, everyone!
I'm surprised, but I'm going to miss him.
No, you will not.
In today's video, we're going to dive into exactly what's happening right now in the housing market here in the Sacramento region, including home prices, migration patterns, housing inventory, price reductions, and much, much more. I will also share how this compares to other parts of the country. Whether you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or you're just curious about what's happening in my neck of the woods, then this video is for you. And also the information I'm sharing in today's video may surprise you. I'm Jason Walter, a local real estate agent and licensed loan officer here. This YouTube channel is all about helping people just like you make confident real estate decisions here in my neck of the woods. So please call, text, email me anytime. I'd be happy to assist you. And of course, I love working with my clients who actually come from YouTube. With that said, I have a lot to share in today's video. Let's go ahead and dive right in. And I appreciate you guys for joining me in today's video. All right, the first report I want to share with you guys, I'm going to share multiple sources, by the way. I'll provide links below for these articles. This one is migration patterns from Redfin. So according to Redfin, the top 5 states in which home buyers search to move to, these are people who are looking to relocate. Florida leads the nation by far. After that, we have Arizona, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. In contrast, California is the top state in which people are looking to move out of. It's California, followed by New York, Illinois, Washington, and Maryland. Let's have a look at this map below. So in dark blue, of course, is California, where they have more migration outwards compared to inwards. In contrast, in Florida, they have more migration going into that state compared to out of that state. However, having said that, out of all the major US metros across the nation, Sacramento leads the nation for the most search for destination for people looking to move into that city. That was between February 25 through April 25. This has been a common scenario for several months in which Sacramento leads the nation for people looking to relocate there from a different city. Therefore, even though California leads the nation for migration outwards, Sacramento leads in migration for people looking to relocate here. And in fact, here are the top 10 areas in which people are looking to move to. Sacramento, again, the top spot. Then we have Phoenix, Cape Coral, Florida, Orlando, Florida, and Sarasota, Florida. In contrast, the top 10 areas in which people are looking to move from is Los Angeles, New York, Seattle, and San Francisco. Now, here's another interesting stat from Redfin. It says in February 25 through April of 2025, 34% of Sacramento home buyers, these are people who actually are looking to buy a house in Sacramento, 34% of those buyers search to move out of Sacramento, while 66% look to stay within the metro area. So people who actually live in Sacramento, 66% are looking to buy a house here versus only 34% are looking to buy a house outside of our region. Also, if you're curious, here are the top 10 metros in which people are searching for homes for sale in Sacramento, but they actually are located in a different area. So the number 1 spot leads it by far, San Francisco, by far at 12,404. That's a net inflow, which is more than the combination of the number 2 through number 10 spot. In contrast, people looking to move out of Sacramento, most are looking to move into these metro areas. Also, according to Redfin, it says, how hot is the Sacramento housing market? Sacramento is very competitive. Many homes are getting multiple offers. I would actually beg to differ, and I'll share data to support that. So here's our local MLS. I searched for houses that went under contract. In other words, they are a pending home sale. They will become a closed home sale in the next 2 to about 3 weeks from now. Of course, having said that, not all pending home sales become a future closed home sale because of people backing out of buying houses. Having said that though, in my neck of the woods, I actually love this. They probably integrated this maybe about 5 years ago, in which if I'm a listing agent, if I'm selling a house or if I'm listing a home for sale, once my client, the seller, accepts an offer, there's a field in our local MLS that I can put whether or not multiple offers were received or not, and If multiple offers were received, which is defined by at least 2 offers, then you actually can put how many offers were actually received. And that is this right here. This covers the Sacramento County, including Roseville, Rockland, Lincoln, and also Eldora Hills as well. So all of Sacramento County, including the outskirts of our region. So here's a look at this, because this is so different compared to early 2022. Back then, on average, home sellers received about 6 offers per property. There was one that received 123 offers. But right now, on average, is around 1 to about 2 offers, not 6 offers in 2022. So let me just scroll down here. There's 696 pending home sales that became impending as of July 1st this year. As you guys can see, many of these pending sales only received 1 offer. And scrolling all the way down, I mean, most of them are 1 offer, some are 2 offers, but mostly 1 to 2 offers. There is one that received 22 offers, and that's because it's in 95864 for a very low price for that zip code. It's worth noting here, though, that, on average, 1 to 2 offers, right? But out of 696 pending home sales, there is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in which the seller received over 10 offers. And much of it was actually less than 5 offers received. So going back to Redfin's comment saying here, it's very competitive. Homes getting multiple offers. Yeah, some get multiple offers, yet on average, we're only looking at around 1 to about 2 offers on average. So I think it's a little bit of a stretch to call our housing market very competitive. Also, just to give you guys some boots on the ground here in the Sacramento region, I helped 3 buyers in the last couple of weeks buy houses. Actually, one of them was a seller, one was two were a buyer. So 2 of my clients, or those 2 buyers, actually received a fairly lofty closing cost credit from the seller, and one of them, there was only 1 offer received, that was ours. The other one, there was 4 offers received. But having said that, even though there was 4 offers received on this one property, my clients still received a hefty closing cost credit. Back in 22, you were lucky to get an offer accepted, let alone received a credit from the seller. All right, so changing gears, let's talk about home prices. This is from ResiClubAnalytics.com, a really good website looking at housing trends on national level and statewide level as well. So I want to share this because they share how home prices have changed in Sacramento, and I also want to compare this to other regions. But first, I want to read this here because I'm going to be showing you guys the changes in home prices in Sacramento, comparing that to the US as a whole, right? So for the US as a whole, this is based on Zillow's Home Value Index. US home prices were up by 0.2% year over year from June last year through June this year. So home prices or home values are relatively flat year over year. That rate continues to decelerate, which means that home prices are still higher than a year ago, but the gains are losing momentum because 1 year ago this time, June 24 compared to June 2023, the growth rate was at 3.2% versus a small gain up by only 0.2% on a national level. So how is this compared to other parts of the country? Because of course, real estate is local, right? So as I've been sharing on my other YouTube channel, which is just my name, just my name, which is Jason Walter. I have around 100,000 subscribers talking about everything real estate related on a national level. So check out that channel if you guys haven't subscribed to that one just yet. I started that one around about 5 years ago. Any case, much of the Northeast, because there's a lack of homes for sale, are still seeing relatively big gains in prices. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, for example, up by 3.1%. Hartford, Connecticut, up by 4.1%. This is June last year compared to June this year. In contrast, you can see Phoenix is down by 3.5%, Denver, Colorado down by 2.7%, and look at Punta Gorda, Florida down by 11.9%, Cape Coral, Florida down by 9.6%, Austin 5.8%, Houston 1.8%, and Dallas, Texas down by 3.7%. Boise, I think it's flat. Yeah, Boise is flat year over year. Now in Sacramento, which they're including Roseville and Folsom, the greater Sacramento area, we're down by 1.8% year over year. However, the 5-year change is still up by 29%. So despite the fact that prices are down by 1.8%, we're still up dramatically compared to about 5 years ago. In contrast, the Bay Area is down by 3.4% year over year and only up by 18.8% from 5 years ago. Here's yet another way to look at this. Here's the US as a whole compared to the Sacramento region. So year-over-year basis, again, it's more or less flat, but in Sacramento, we're down by 1.8%. And also, we're up by 31.1% compared to March of 2020, compared to the national average up by 45%. So in my market, our region, the market's a little bit softer compared to the US as a whole. And one of the reasons for that is because inventory has been increasing quite a bit from 12 months ago. And that is this right here. Compared to 1 year ago, inventory is up a staggering 47.5%. There is just under 5,500 homes for sale. That's the highest level for the month of June, going all the way back until June of 2019. Something worth noting as well is that around 5,500 homes for sale right now in our region, that is actually more than double that we saw 2 years ago back in June of 2023. Back then we had around 2,500 homes for sale. What is really interesting though, or remarkable, is the fact that even though inventory is up greatly from 1 year ago, we're still down compared to 2019. And especially, I mean, the difference between in Sacramento compared to other pandemic boom towns is really night and day. So in Sacramento, compared to June of 19, we're still down by 2.6%. In contrast, look at Austin, Texas. It's up by 70%. So in Austin, Texas, there's 70% more homes for sale this June compared to June of 2019. So in Austin, there's around 13,000 homes for sale. Back in 2019, only 7,700. So inventory has nearly doubled compared to pre-COVID levels. Way different compared to Sacramento, where inventory is still down by 2.6%. Other pandemic boom towns in which inventory is far higher compared to Sacramento, I'm only mentioning this, by the way, because areas in which inventory is up greatly from pre-COVID levels are areas in which home prices are going down the most. And like I share with you guys, home prices are going down in Punta Gorda, Florida, Austin, Texas, etc. Those markets in which inventory is up greatly from about 6 years ago. So for example, Punta Gorda, Florida up by 105%, Memphis up by 51%. We have Nashville up by 35.9%, Denver up by 58%, whereas Sacramento we're down 2.6%. So even though prices are down year over year in Sacramento, it would look a lot worse if inventory was much higher today than it was in 2019, like these other markets. In contrast, because there's a lack of houses for sale in Hartford, Connecticut, for example, inventory is down by 74%, which makes sense that home prices there are still up by more than 3%. All right, also want to share price reductions in Sacramento compared to California, the state as a whole, and the nation as a whole as well. And by the way, if you guys are getting any value out of today's video, then please hit the like button. These videos tend to take me a long time to make because of all the research involved, but I actually love doing it anyways. It's probably my CPA background where I used to be a CPA. Anyways, love sharing housing market trends. And again, if you want to learn about housing market trends for the nation as a whole, I'll also go over California, Texas, Florida, then check out my other YouTube channel. So having said that, here's a look at price reductions according to altusresearch.com. Here's for the nation as a whole. So for the nation, the share of price reductions is at 40%, a little bit higher than 40% for the week ended July 11th this year. This means that around 4 out of every 10 houses for sale nationwide have already reduced their asking prices. This is higher than any other year during the same time frame, looking at post-COVID levels. So we're at, let's just call it 41%. In California, that ratio is only 36%. Look at how this compares to 2022 though. This is one of the main reasons why we had a fairly sharp correction in prices nationwide, but also in Sacramento and in California as well. The share of price reductions went from around 13% to about 34% in a very short period of time. This year, the price drops are going up like they do every single year, but it's not shooting up greatly like we saw in 2022. So right now we're at 36%. In Sacramento though, it looks a lot different though. We're at 39 point, let's just call it 40% rounded up. So around 40% is right in line with the national average. But what's different though is what happened in 22, right? At this time in 2022, we're at 45%, that ratio at 45%. The trough was really around April at 15%. So the share of price drops in the spring home buying season through the summer months more or less tripled from April through mid-July that year. Versus this year, let's just look at April 1st, we went from 33%, now we're only up to about 40%. So this is one of the main reasons why home prices are not gonna have the sharp correction like we saw in 2022. It really all comes down to supply and demand for any asset class, right? If you have a lot of supply of something and low demand, then of course prices have to come down. In contrast, if we have a low supply and high demand like we had in 2020 through early 2022, there was a lot of competition and therefore we had a lot of offers and of course home prices absolutely skyrocketed. So going forward, what does this all mean for you guys? I would say though, this is my advice, has been my advice for 12 years being a real estate agent. If you are looking to buy a home, have long-term time horizons, always have long-term time horizons in which you do not plan to sell your home for at least 5 to 10 plus years. Have an emergency fund, a stable job as well. If you're looking to sell a home in the greater Sacramento area, be very cognizant of the fact of other houses in your neighborhood that are for sale. Don't list your home for sale based on comparable sales from 2 years ago when the market was night and day difference. If you want to learn more about all that, or if you want to reach out to me to learn more about your real estate goals, of course, I'll provide my contact information below. I love helping all my clients who come from YouTube. With that said, please like and subscribe. If you guys got any value, of course, then hit the like button. Greatly appreciate that. And of course, I appreciate you. Have an amazing day and we'll see you on the next video.